Blog Talk Radio.
Hey folks, Jamie Roxx here. A couple quick things before we start the show, the podcast of the show, I should say. Today's episode is just fantastically sponsored by some of my favorite people, MBM Music LLC. We have a link up. Check them out if you are in the creative world. You're in a band or an author or doing something in that world, and you need some help with your PR and whatnot. They're fine folks. I would suggest getting a hold of them. MBM Music LLC. Very cool. They put this together today, and it was going great. It was going great. And then suddenly, about three-quarters of the way through today's show, our host server, the site went down. We were having a great time, and all of a sudden, we were alone. Not a problem, though. I record these several ways just in case something like that happens. So we're going to play this is the podcast of what we captured, and then we're going to close the show out with a final track by the fantastic band Cold-Blooded Sapphire. Just really good. And you're going to hear all about them from our guest today, Johnny Lee Middleton. Fantastic bass player and just a really cool guy. Even though I was a little embarrassed over what happened, but I love technology when it works, man. When it works. And it's today was just one of those days that things happen. But you got to roll with it, and as they say, the show must go on. So on that note, here it is. Enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to an early edition of the Pop Roxx Radio Show. Very cool. I'm your host, pop art painter Jamie Roxx, and this is the big show. You found it. I am sure I'm glad you did. It's pretty cool because I get to take a little bit of a break today from my day job of painting portraits and whatnot. And I'm very little starstruck, very impressed and honored. Our guest today is just a legend among here around our house and whatnot, Mr. Johnny Lee Middleton. Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, buddy?
Good, good. I said that, and I should clarify. Every Christmas, my girlfriend's family, big fans of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and that happens yearly, it seems. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're not only known for that, you've got a new project going, which we're going to talk about today, Cold-Blooded Sapphire. Cool stuff.
Yeah. It's a band that we put together a few years back out of a music college in St. Pete down here in Florida. And I was taking some Pro Tools classes because I had to start writing some stuff, and you can't just buy it and pick it up and go. And I befriended the professor, who happened to be an incredible guitar player. And one of the problems with the recording college is they had a lot of kids that wanted to record, but they didn't have a lot of kids that could play. We filled that void, and Mark Matthews and myself, he came up with this idea of doing Cold-Blooded Sapphire, which we found a student at the school to be Sapphire. And he had this idea of this concept album, and it was a journey through the eyes of this girl, through her life in love. And so we basically, the resources from the college, and we used it, and we were able to capture something that's really special, because I really wanted to do something like the way we used to record, where the drummer was playing real drums and I'm sitting next to him and we're looking at each other and we're trying to get these tracks done the way I grew up recording. And today it's all you can play it once and hit a button and it repeats a perfect part 18 times. So the skill level is kind of gone compared to what you had to have back in the day. So we approached it like we were using 2-inch tape, but we were obviously not, because you can't afford that anymore. And that's the kind of how it all got started. And we're very pleased with the results, to say the least.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I imagine what an opportunity. That's very cool. Seasoned rock and roll veterans and whatnot with new people. Man, these youngsters had to be like through the roof. I would have been.
We found one of the guitar players and the girl that actually sings the whole part, they were students. We took some of us older guys that are seasoned, and we got some of the younger kids, and everyone brought in their own little. Mark, the professor, actually we have a professor playing guitar. He's a jazz guy. I'm a metal guy. Eliana, the vocalist, is more of she does hip-hop and everything else in between. And Mike, the other guitar player, is like a drop C, doomy, gloomy kind of guy. So we had all the spices to make a nice recipe.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. That's amazing. And this was all in the St. Pete area, huh?
Yeah, we did stuff on location. We actually used a real pipe organ. In the intro, you'll hear a pipe organ solo. And we hired this guy, Paul Dixon. And we went to an old theater down in St. Petersburg, and we took a bunch of students and a bunch of the Pro Tools rig, and we set microphones up all over this place that was built in, I think, the late 20s. And this guy just ripped it up on an old pipe organ. And so we wanted to keep everything natural and not fake. And not no fake drums, because if you're going to learn how to record, you need to learn how to record a drum kit, not use a program, because the program's got a perfect sound. So that was our approach, is to do everything old school, even down to a 1930s pipe organ. So it was Marshalls, Ampegs, real drums, and back to the way things used to be as far as the recording of the instruments.
Is people learn on the programs and what have you. I'm a painter by trade. I'm not in the music business. I paint portraits. It's the same thing. I have no idea how to use like Photoshop or any of that. People ask me all the time, and I'm just like, that's beyond my skill level. It's just easier for me to sit down and paint. But the good thing about knowing your craft is, what if that program doesn't work? You know what I mean? Or something happens. Or, I don't know. I've been around enough electronic stuff to know that I don't like to rely on it if I can help it. I imagine you're the same way.
But the thing is, I recorded my first album at Trident Studios in London in 1985. It was on a tube board with 2-inch tape, and we got 3 takes to do one song. So you would physically take a razor blade and cut the tape and tape it to you'd get the first verse of the second tape was perfect. So you would cut that, combine it with the third verse of the first take, and then cut that, and then you'd cut in the chorus from the first take because it was better than all the other ones. And that's the way it was done. It was very painstakingly brutal. And if you listen to some of the old stuff, you got to appreciate it. It's like, oh, my God, some of the old Steely Dan and all that. Those guys spent thousands of hours to get that sound. And now you can just hit delete, alt, control, and boom, it's gone, and you cut a new track. And that's something we wanted to avoid. So you're talking to an old guy, so that's the way we hit that album, is as a bunch of old guys trying to recreate our youth, at least my youth.
That's cool, man.
I got shoes on and the girl singing.
What did the students think about it? They were probably pretty geeked. Was it like opening up a whole new, different world for them, or did they adapt pretty quickly?
Oh, no. Both of they were great. They absolutely nailed it. Pros. They're the chosen few. There's a very few people that can do what these kids do. And they killed it. You know, and a lot of the stuff they used for kids to work out on, play with, have sounds to play with. Here's a snare drum, bam, and then learn how to EQ it. Learn how to make it sound good. So we left them some scraps to play with, but we basically harvested what we needed out of the whole sessions. And it took a while to get it done. We got about 4 or 5 years into it.
Wow.
So it wasn't something that we rushed into.
While all this is happening, you're doing your normal gigs, right? Because you're on the road a lot and playing and performing. And we went in and cut the basic tracks and got those done, and then it took a year to get the lyrics done. Mm-hmm. It's a concept record. It's basically in 4 chapters of this person's struggle in life and love, and so it took a while to make it all make sense together lyrically. And so we had no hurry, no record label, no people telling us we had to sound like this or that. So we got to do what we wanted to, which is odd and great.
Well, and that's a good way to work. You know what I mean? I am a big fan of I hate them, but I tend to get a lot done when there's a deadline because you have to. But sometimes it is really nice just to be able to work. You know what I mean? Just to at your pace and do. You can get spoiled doing that. It's nice. Did Professor Matthews, Mark Matthews, did he had this concept already developed and whatnot, or was it like, I'm thinking about going in this direction? What do you think? And how did that come about? The whole concept of Cold-Blooded Sapphire.
Yeah, that was his idea, and it was his name, because we wanted to do something, but we didn't want to throw 13 songs on it and call it Cold-Blooded Sapphire. So we wanted to try to get a little head start and get away from everybody else. And so he came up with this concept, and when he approached me with it, I was like, there's an underserved market of female rockers. You know what I mean? All the songs, right. The love songs and I Hate You and Give Me My Ring Back are written by guys. And this is looked at through a female's perspective. And it's an underserved market. And so I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. And we still have the ability to get the rockers on because it's heavy. It's more kind of a female-based message because you're looking at it through her eyes. And the challenge was getting a male who was our lyricist to write a concept looking through a female's eyes. So we have this guy and we're like, listen, we want you to do this, but you got to write it as a girl. And so there,
he didn't have he rose to the challenge though. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah. The lyrics are very strong, and I was really proud of the way everything came out.
Nice. I've got everything queued up and ready to go. Let's play a track for everybody so they get an idea of what we're talking about. What do you think we should start? We've got everything's all good to go from start to finish. What do you think we should start with? The prologue or go down the...
Start with I Am Sapphire is a good one.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a fantastic track. Here it is, folks. This is Cold-Blooded Sapphire, and this is I Am Sapphire.
What is that?
And we're back. Sorry about that. Test. Johnny, you still there?
I'm still here.
All right. Everybody, sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but we are back, and all is well and good and whatnot. We'll cut all this out in the post-production, and no one will ever know. Johnny, sorry about that. Very cool. I like that track, I Am Sapphire, the title track of the album. Now, the album came out November 15th, right?
Yep, sure did.
Nice. And now, folks, a couple quick messages from some of our show sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the rest of the interview after these quick messages. Hey guys, Jamie Roxx here. Hey, last year I was on holiday with my girlfriend Danny. We were at Disney World and having a great time. It's the happiest place on earth. And I dropped my vape, just like a Butterfingers, and it was a pain in the neck. They just don't have anything there to replace it and whatnot, so we had to drive 45 minutes each way to get a new one, and that's an hour and a half out of our day, man. But anyway, that wouldn't have happened because if I would have had this fantastic new product, the C-Ring. It's very cool. What it is, it attaches to your vape, designed to protect your investment with comfort, flexibility while doing your day-to-day activity. What it does is it goes in there, you put your finger in there, and you hold it, and you're not dropping your vape, breaking it and whatnot. It's very cool, and if you need both hands, they have a lanyard you can hook to, and it's awesome. The C-Ring, you can find out more about it and pick one up at their website, www.thecring.com. Again, that's www.thecring.com. Be smart, be like me, get a C-Ring if you're a vapor. Very good. Oh, and hey, holidays are coming up, man. This is a very cool gift for somebody. If you have somebody on your shopping list that vapes like I do, get them a C-Ring. thecring.com.
Roxx Gear, the online web shop of high-end luxury merchandise and products, all featuring original pop art paintings from La Jolla to Miami to London. www.merch.jamieroxx.us.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Nope, too much. Ah, there it is. Gotta get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey folks, if you're looking for something unique for Valentine's Day for your sweetheart that they're just really going to adore and dig, try L'Apothecary Unique. They offer a natural, organic, gluten-free skincare and hair care products, perfume, oils, makeup, incense, and aromatherapy items, bath salts, and more, even including something special for the fellas, like beard and mustache balm or aftershave. All that. L'Apothecary Unique. Very cool. Drive your sweetheart wild with something made just for them. Use the discount code LOVE to get 20% off all homemade items until Valentine's Day. And it's very easy to find. L'Apothecaryunique.com. Good stuff.
What are your? It's cool because the music industry's changed and whatnot. What are your thoughts on like self-distribution and all of that? How things are now as opposed to how they used to be, from the business side of it? Would you say?
Oh God, I signed with Atlantic in '85, so you can imagine what I've seen in my travels. I'd be honest with you, with the illegal downloading and of music, it's taken the worth out of it. And so it's basically just about killed the industry. When I started I don't know how many major labels there were. There was probably 48 major labels in the country, and now there's 4. So the music business has changed so much that I remember when I was a kid buying an album, and I would be bummed when I pulled the sleeve out and it was white. I wanted something on it, lyrics, photos. We were just starving for something to put in our hands.
Right.
Society in the world today, I want to click my phone and have it tomorrow, right now, or I don't want it. So it is what it is. You're not going to go back in time and fix things, but you got to look at it in a real sense. There was back in the day you could actually make a living selling records. And now, I get my royalty statements, and it's almost comical. You'll have 85,000 listens of a song, and you'll get 67 cents.
And you got
like, why am I doing this? You're not going to. It's kind of beekeeping, as I'm a beekeeper as well. You don't do it for the money. You do it for the art, I guess. That's the way it is now. I just got lucky, and through what we've done through Trans-Siberian Orchestra and stuff, we all make a decent living playing music. And
right. I was going to say,
this is just another outlet for us.
It's almost like it seems to me I have a lot of friends that are musicians that you have to do that live thing. You have to play to make your money, but that can be grueling in itself. What would you say you're on the road like quite a bit, wouldn't you, out of the year?
No, we do basically 2 months is about what the whole Trans-Siberian Orchestra thing consists of as far as the Christmas tour goes. You got 8 weeks, you're busting your butt for 8 weeks. And then it's a brutal schedule. It's not for everyone. It's really hard because you're doing 2 shows a day, and a lot of times you're doing 8 shows in 5 days or 7 shows in 5 days. You're constantly moving. We play long shows, 2.5 hours, and it's a brutal run. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's hard. But at the end of the day, we worked many years to get to where we're at with that, and we have it down as far as it's a well-oiled machine. And this year was a tough year to get through, but we did it, and we felt we did the boss proud this year. So that's all we could do out there.
It sounds like there's not a lot of time for trashing hotel rooms and jet setting around with models and the whole
there's not a lot of time to actually get into a hotel room, much less do anything other than shower.
And then you're back to work. I
stay on the bus until it's a day off. I sleep on the bus. It ain't worth me getting up at 6 a.m. to walk into a Marriott for a 2-hour nap to go back to work.
Man, that's crazy. But it's a cool thing that's going. Now, do you plan on, I know with Cold-Blooded Sapphire, it's a concept project and an album. Do you think there'll be live performances in support of it, or do you think you'll stick with it how it is now and just
we're not sure right now because everybody's got their own kind of thing going on. We already have 2 more albums worth of material written.
Oh, wow.
So we got a whole treasure trove of material. Right now, this is doing pretty well. We only have it out on download because a lot of people aren't even buying physical CDs anymore. Right. So the market has changed, and everything's changed so much that we were thinking about doing the CDs, and then it was like, I don't even have a CD player on my computer. I don't have one in the car now. What am I going to do with that?
It's true. And
so we just put it out for download. It's doing pretty well. We've had some good response, and there's some heavy songs on there. There's some not so heavy. It's just we go through different varieties of rock music, from bluesy stuff to down-tuned C-drop things, and it was fun to be able to do something with no rules. That's what we wanted to do. That was our goal.
It's very cool, and we have a link up, ladies and gentlemen. You can get over to neo-funk.com, and when you get there, enter the site, and then you click on the Cold-Blooded Sapphire page, and that comes up. We have a link where you just click on it, and it goes right to the Cold-Blooded Sapphire. And if you're listening to this in the future, of course, will be a podcast. If you're listening to the podcast in the future, the link's right on there as well. You can just click and get over there. And it's out everywhere, right? Where you can get all these tracks where you buy digital music. It's all over the place, I believe.
Yeah, it's on all of the digital formats, from iTunes to CD Baby to whatever.
Nice.
I think it's $9.99. We got like 14 songs on there, so it's less than $1 a song.
It's a big album, and it's cool. It's very cool, and you have 2 more in the hopper behind it, ready to go. That's amazing.
Oh,
because
we probably got more than that, but because everybody in the band writes, so there's a whole bunch. And what we did is basically threw a bunch of hard drives into the hat. So what you're going to get is a little bit of everybody. It wasn't like, oh, this is my band, I want you to play this song. It was like everyone throws something in. All right, this makes the cut. This makes the cut. We didn't care who wrote it. It doesn't matter. So I got a couple songs. Mark's got a bunch. Mike's got a bunch. And actually the lyricist is Mark's son, who plays in a punk band in L.A. So we have a weird mix of individuals involved in this project. And I was really happy with the results. It's nice to hear a real snare drum. It was like, I haven't heard that in a while. That's a snare drum.
So true.
That's what a snare drum sounds like, with a microphone on it. Listen to that. Wow. Because everyone's so used to it's so easy to just go to BFG or Drumagog or all these programs, and I got a perfect drum sound, and I don't have to do nothing but hit click. I want that one. So we didn't go that route.
And now, folks, a couple quick messages from some of our show sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the rest of the interview after these quick messages.
Xfinity Mobile is a new kind of network designed to save you money while streaming your favorite music, like that 90s Jams playlist you've played 72 times today. It combines America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE with the most Wi-Fi hotspots. You can get up to 5 lines of unlimited nationwide talk and text included with your Xfinity Internet, so all you pay for is data. And now get a $200 prepaid card when you buy an iPhone. Visit an Xfinity store or click to see how. Restrictions apply. Require subscription to Xfinity Postpay Internet and activation of a new line of Xfinity Mobile. Up to 5 devices per account.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. You're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Metal Babe Mayhem is super excited about their newest venture with MBM Music LLC. With MBM Music, we'll provide artists with a full-service platform to be seen and heard by assisting with necessary products, services, and fashion. all in an effort to increase exposure, fan base, and income. For more information, visit us at mbmmusicllc.com. That's mbmmusicllc.com. You create, we promote, plug into the network.
Glittering amethyst, energizing citrine, colorful fluorite, the other side of the sun, Earth's treasures brought to light. Since 1999, we have offered a unique collection of hand-selected minerals and gems for every budget, for novices, collectors, and healers. Visit www.tosots.com to view our wide selection of offerings and use coupon code ROXX, that's ROXX, for 10% off your first order. Remember, TOSOTS.com, Earth's treasures brought to light.
Hi folks, Jamie Roxx here. Hey, if you're a big fan of cool historical books like me, then you're going to want to check out our newest show sponsor, Michelle Albion. Fantastic author. She's got some really interesting, cool books out that you're going to want to check out. I'm a big fan of all of these. The Florida Life of Thomas Edison, the Quotable Edison, Quotable Henry Ford, Quotable Eleanor Roosevelt, and of course the Quotable Amelia Earhart. Michelle's just very keen and very cool, and these are just very cool books. So check out her website. There's links to where you can pick these up on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, all over the place. MichelleAlbion.com. 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 Very cool stuff. Check it out, folks.
And Elenia Blanchard, we should mention, the lead vocalist, she's got a set of pipes on her. She can sing.
Oh, Eliana is awesome.
Just fantastic.
Yeah, I heard her in the vocal. I was actually taking upright lessons, and I heard this girl singing and next to me, and I'm like, who is that? And then come to find out, because they have the vocal booth, it's a community college. I can hear her through the wall. Come to find out, Mark's, oh yeah, this is the girl I was talking about to put in our band. And I'm like, dude, sign her up. She's going places, that girl.
That's awesome. Let's
She's
play
got
another
some
track.
pipes on her, man.
Oh, I'm telling you, I was blown away. I was listening to it because I knew it was a concept album. So when I got it, I sat down. I just said, okay. I was in the studio. I shut the door, put my little "Do Not Disturb" sign on that I have on the doorknob, and that means don't disturb me. I'm working. And I just sat down and just listened. And it was because I think that's in my opinion, that's really how you should listen to a concept album. So you can look at the whole picture there, listen to the whole picture, I should say. And I was totally immersed in it. It draws you in. It's good stuff.
Yeah, she sells it well. You can feel her in it. That was one thing that I admired about Paul O'Neill is he would get people to, like the singers would have to make you believe what they're singing. You just couldn't sing it. And that's what we got out of her. She made me believe it. Okay, I believe what you're saying. She's not singing it. I can tell she's talking, and she's telling me the truth, and I'm believing it. And Mark really worked with her a lot and got every ounce of energy out of that girl, and she's got a real bright future in the music business. She really does. I can't speak high enough about her.
No, she's. I'm down in South Florida. I'm Deerfield Beach. I'm just up from Fort Lauderdale. Is she? All the musicians on this Florida-based, right?
Yeah, we're all out of the St. Petersburg area.
Nice.
Basically,
that's
the
cool.
college is here down in St. Petersburg, and that's where everything was formed. So.
Oh, fantastic! Let's do another track.
They have a really good. Yeah, they have a really good music school here.
Oh,
really
cool.
good music school. That's.
Do
what?
I said it's cool that you're involved. Someone with your experience and all that. That's what an opportunity. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I learned a lot there. I learned I was doing things the wrong way many times. I said, "Oh man," a lot of times during that class. But yeah, let's spin another one, man. There's a song called "Hold Me" that's one of my favorites on there.
Yeah, it's a great track. It's a great track. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just for some reason when this uploaded, here it is. They all went out of sync, but we got it now. Here it is, folks. This is Cold-Blooded Sapphire, Hold Me.
And that's, folks, is where we lost the podcast. That's where it all came crashing to the ground. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that bad. We did get the majority of the interview. Johnny says goodbye, everybody, and thanks everybody for listening and checking out Cold-Blooded Sapphire. A very cool band. I really like this project a lot. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to hear more. So good, so good. And that's going to do it for us today. We're going to close the show out with a track, but I want to let everybody know, of course, this podcast will be converted to this show, I should say, will be converted to a podcast and pushed out on all the various social media streams and whatnot, including up for free on iTunes on their podcast page. Always free. The show is always free. That's why we have commercials. That's what pays for everything. So what'll help with that, though, you can also help. If you're listening to the show in the future on iTunes, do me a quick favor, hit that ratings and review. It doesn't cost anything, just takes a minute, and it keeps us up at the top of the page, man. And our advertisers dig that. Everybody digs it. It just makes my life so much easier. I really appreciate that, and it's awesome. So that'll do it for us today. We will be back tomorrow for another early show, 4 o'clock on the East Coast and 1 o'clock on the West Coast. We've got Victoria Gentry and Lady Hawk on. Another Florida band. Very cool. You guys will dig it, and we will see you tomorrow. We're going to close the show out now with a final track from Cold-Blooded Sapphire, and they're just fantastic. I think you're really going to dig this. This is one I really liked off the album. This is, again, Cold-Blooded Sapphire, The Girl Without a Face. Girl Without a Face. Fantastic track. Here it is. Check it out, and we'll see you next time.
I know how to take back your ring. It choked the ending flat. And yet, I can never be something I am not. I can only be that which I am.
Good night, everybody.
This has been pop art painter Jamie Roxx's Pop Rocks Radio Talk Show. It has been executive produced by Jamie Roxx, recorded at his studio in Deerfield Beach in South Florida. All rights reserved by Pop Rocks Limited for broadcast on Blog Talk Radio.
Hej, det här är Hicks från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Rocks Radio med Jamie Roxx.
Blog Talk Radio.